Hello everyone. In this lecture, I am going to cover position vector and displacement vector. Okay, so let's understand what position vector and displacement vector is. Then we'll define it. I am taking one coordinate axis. This coordinate axis is x, this is y, this is z. This is origin. Coordinate will be 0, 0, 0. So if I am taking any point in this space, any point, let's take, this is a point, this point is A, let's take another point, this point is B, and I am connecting this point A and B with origin. So here this is a vector, means this vector is connecting origin to point A. So this vector will be known as position vector of A with respect to origin, or simply we will call position vector of A. Similarly, we will connect point B with origin. So this vector is again known as position vector of B, and of course with respect to origin. So with respect to origin, if any position vector is given, that is basically that is named position vector. Okay, so here I will say this is R1, this is R2. So here R1 is a vector. There will be some coordinate of point A. Let's take this is x1, y1, z1, and here coordinate x2, y2, z2. Coordinate of A is x1, y1, z1. Coordinate of B is x2, y2, z2. So we will write here this OA is means OA vector is R1 vector, and this R1 vector is position vector of, this is position vector of A, and this value is, if I am connecting, this A to O, means this point is 0, 0, 0, this point is x1, y1, z1. So we can write here this vector. First, this is x1 minus 0, so this vector we can write here x1 minus 0, x1 minus 0 plus into I cap plus y1 minus 0, j cap plus z1 minus 0, z1 minus 0, k cap. So this value will be, we can write x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. So this is vector r1. This is vector r1. So this r1 vector representing here position vector of A with respect to origin. Okay, so we will call it position vector of A, that means r1. Okay, or we can also write ra. Okay, so ra will represent your position vector, and that will be x1 i1 I cap, y1 j cap. So similarly here we will write OB. This OB means position vector of B. We will connect from origin. So this connecting line, this connecting vector will be known as position vector of B. So this B will be R2 here. This is position vector of B. This value will be x2 minus 0. First x coordinate minus x coordinate, I cap plus y coordinate minus y coordinate, j cap, z coordinate minus z coordinate here of origin. This is k cap. So we will get here x2 I cap, y2 j cap plus z2 k cap, and this is r2. So this r2 vector is position vector of B, r1 vector is position vector of A. So we can define here what is position vector. Position vector, it is a vector connecting 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 any point from origin means it is a vector connecting any point from origin we are connecting. Okay, so if the any point I'm taking connect from origin, okay, so that connecting line will be a position vector. Okay, so here if I want to define displacement vector, so displacement vector means displacing any position one to another point. Like if I'm saying that this point is shifted to this point, that means A point is shifted to B point. So this shifting, that means this vector will be represented by R vector or S vector. S vector is displacement vector or R vector is displacement vector. So this displacement vector will be position of any point, means position vector of B with respect to initial, means with respect to A, not with respect to origin. So here means displace any point and then a vector connecting initial to final point. Okay, so this is a vector connecting connecting initial to final point. Okay, so here initial is A, final is B. If you are shifting B to A, so ba vector will be displacement vector. If you are shifting A to B, so AB vector is displacement vector. Okay, so here we can write that if A to B, then AB will be displacement vector, and if point B is shifted to A, then BA is displacement vector. Okay, so here if I want to find out displacement vector, so displacement vector we can define here in Cartesian form, this displacement vector A to B. Okay, so A to B is, we can write this is R or S. So R means it is final point minus initial point. So this is x2 minus x1 I cap, y2 minus y1 j cap, z2 minus z1 k cap. So this is displacement vector. This one is displacement vector, but this one will be displacement vector only if point A is shifted to point B. Okay, not like point B shifted to A. If point B shifted to A, then BA will be displacement vector, and BA will be again here x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2. So here this is displacement vector, or we can also call it position vector of B with respect to A. Position vector of B with respect to A also we can call it. Okay, so this is how we will find out position vector and displacement vector. Position vector means very simple. You connect from origin, that connecting vector will be position vector of that point. Clear? So A point position vector connect from origin. So R1 is position vector, and this is only coordinate x cap, y coordinate j cap, z coordinate k cap. So similarly we can write here position vector of B, x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate. So this is position vector of B. If I want to write displacement vector connecting from A to B, so this will be R vector, this will be x2 minus x1 I cap, y2 minus y1 j cap, z2 minus z1 k cap. So based on it, we'll take one question. So let's take here a point. This is x, this is y, this is z. I'm saying that there is a point A. Coordinate of this point is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here I'm taking another point. This coordinate is, let's take 2, 5, 7. Okay. Any general point. Okay. So here, what is find? Find first position vector of A, second position vector of B, and third displacement vector if A is shifted to B. Okay, so this is very simple. We can find out position vector of A. That means I will connect here from origin. Let's take this is R1 vector. So R1 is position vector of A first. So here coordinate always 0, 0, 0. So 1 minus 0 I cap, 2 minus 0 2 j cap, 3 minus 0 3 k cap. So this is position vector of A. Second one position vector of B. So you connect here B. So this is, let's take R2. So R2 will be position vector of B. So this will be 2 minus 0, 5 minus 0, 7 minus 0. So this is position vector of B. Third, if I want to find out position vector of B with respect to A, means A is shifted to B. That means we have to find out this vector. So this is, let's take R vector. So this R vector is position vector of second one minus first one. So here R2 minus R1, and this value will be 2 minus 1, 1, 5 minus 2, 3, 7 minus 3, 4. So this is how we can find out displacement vector R. Okay. Okay, so this is very simple topic. Okay, so we can find out displacement and position vector. Okay, thank you so much.